Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Phyrexia All-V1 action, and today we're playing a Juggernauts deck. Built around this new card, Graaz, Unstoppable Juggernaut. For 8 mana, you get a 7/5 Juggernaut. And this says, Juggernauts you control attack each combat if able. Juggernauts you control cannot be blocked by walls, and other creatures you control have base power and toughness 5/3 and are Juggernauts in addition to their other creature types. So this basically pumps your entire board, makes them have to swing in though. There's whole like must attack, can't be attacked by walls. That's just a feature of Juggernauts in Magic the Gathering. But today we're gonna try and ramp into it, create a bunch of tokens, soldier tokens with third path Iconoclast, and kind of try and beat out our opponents. You'll see if we can beat anyone on the ranked ladder. I would not recommend playing this deck on the ranked ladder, but I thought, you know what, today's been kind of rough trying to play ranked. The shuffler seems to be offended at me. The matchmaker, violent, I don't know. So we're just gonna, if we're gonna lose anyway, why not do it in glorious fashion? Alright, there'll be a full deck tech at the end of the video, so stick around if you want to see that. And also consider subscribing, because I'm going to try and keep making videos on this game, but today I've been just losing my mind trying to play. uh, Poison decks, just like the opponent just having the one up on me. I've like played like, I don't know, 20, 30 games it feels like today. And I think I've lost. I think I've lost, or like I would say I'm probably like maybe 5 and 20 for today. So not really feeling great about it. Even the decks that were performing well, I could not get a bloody win. Not if I tried. Our opponent probably playing mono blue tempo, so they're just gonna beat us down in 2 attacks with a Haughty Djinn after they filter out their entire freaking deck into their graveyard with 15 billion surveil cards. Standard issue, you know. Good stuff. We have these glittering stockpiles because they're artifacts, so you can discount them with the Enthusiastic Mechanaut, so they can come in a little bit cheaper, and then they can also provide a burst of mana because they say sacrifice glittering stockpile, add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of stash counters on it. So over the course of the turns, you'll be tapping this, adding stash counters, and then eventually you can go ahead and send it off. This is sort of a pseudo removal, but it also creates a Thopter that can eventually turn into a 5/3, which is nice. We're just gonna go ahead and play this Glittering Stockpile out here, get it going. Our opponent might counter it, or they're just bloody confused. They're playing it to Fairy Avatar, so maybe they're just playing Dimir Control and they haven't found their black source, and they'll just poison us out in the course of like 3 turns, while also simultaneously removing everything and countering everything that we ever do. It's good fun. I love that deck. But yeah, I it's I've had it. I have not had much success. This deck is a deck that I've had brewed up. I was playing it primary auto pay 1. Yeah, sure, dude. Dummy, dummy, dumb. Anyways, but yeah, stern lesson here, that draws 2 cards and discard a card, create a tap Power Stone. Tap Power Stones work really well, or Power Stones work really well this deck because we're playing Graaz, which is an 8 mana artifact, and trying to play it work in a fair amount of artifacts here. Granted, there is a limit to the number of artifacts you can actually squeeze into a deck, but opponent going to counter our Glittering Stockpile with another Syncopate. They're probably playing a Mind Slicer control deck, actually, though. Syncopate indicates they're probably playing Mind Slicer. Azorius Mind Slicer. Fading Hope. That's bloody lame. That is probably as bad as it could get, because we want creatures on the board when we actually do find a Graaz, otherwise it's kind of silly. Anyways. That would end our turn. We'll play this on their turn. Oh, they're tapped out. We'll just play it now. No, I would like to actually tap these things to add stash counters to them because that's better than tapping the stupid little monumental prototype. Or, what is it? Moonsnare, my bad. I just saw M. I'm bad at reading. Do we discard a Graaz? No, we probably don't want to discard a Graaz here because our opponent will probably counter the first one. You know how it goes. Then they'll probably remove it. We've gotten 0 creatures on board because the one creature we did get got removed. Yay. Haughty Djinn, alright. Waiting for the 2-turn clock. We have 1, 2. Opponent probably has a creature counterspell here. They can't play Essence, or whatever the heck it is. Essence Scatter. There's 4, or that's 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we'll do that. Can't pay for any sort of counterspell here, but you know. Face the Graaz! If you lose to this deck, you deserve it. Or the shuffler hates you more than me, which is impressive. Oops, I forgot to shuffle the playlist. Impulse. Yep, gonna filter like 69 billion cards into the graveyard. Nope, they didn't put any. Oh wait, that one's not the one that puts things into a graveyard. They're apparently not playing this, which is impressive. You're gonna bounce our Graaz, probably. And then counter it on the way back down. Sounds like a blue mage. Alright, Graaz, get in there. I guess we're just racing a Haughty Djinn. Yep, we have to attack with it because it's a Juggernaut, and it says, well, why can't I get, there we go. Juggernauts you control attack each combat if able, so nothing can be stopped there. Also known as the Unstoppable Juggernaut for a reason. Alright, they get to discard 2 cards, so they get to pump up their Haughty Djinn. Their Haughty Djinn is about as big as our 8-drop for 3 mana. Reasonable. And it's also flying, so it has evasion. Fair enough. You know, reasonable. Oh, my bad, yeah. 1 mana Tolarian Tear, sure. Yep. Fair magic. Their name is blue for me, so I guess should have expected them to play mono blue. No other color, just mono blue. Opponent here thinking long and hard about whether or not they want to cast another Haughty Djinn to get a lethal next turn, or to freaking like what? I hate it. Just play your damn cards. There's not that many options. Just swing with Haughty Djinn. You block with Tolarian Tear. We have to replay Graaz, or have to play another Graaz. Or you don't even block because you're not at the risk of dying, and then you just swing in. Because you know exactly what I'm going to do this next turn. I'm going to play Graaz. I'm going to attack, or I'm going to attack in with Graaz. That's about it. That's the only thing I can do. There's no, like... And you have infinite card draw where I have like 1 or like 4 card draw spells in this deck. Because I don't get damage for playing card draw spells, but Haughty Djinn gets damage for playing card draw spells. Opponent has to carefully count their mana. Don't forget about the Haughty Djinn discount. You know, on top of being a bigger creature than Graaz at this point, basically. He also gives a 1-mana discount to all instant and sorceries, I believe. Yep, instant and sorceries. Yep, seems reasonable. Alright, they're gonna perform the full rope here. I hope they just like concede the match off of roping, that'd be fun. Oh, if it ropes all the way, it still sent the thing attacking. That's annoying. What the hell is our opponent doing? They've just full wrote twice with a Haughty Djinn and Tolarian Tear. Is this how you play mono blue? Is this like the secret to like winning in blue? Like what? If we wanted to attack in, perhaps we should have played Moonsnare Prototype here before they get to declare blockers. That way we have an actual chance of killing them. Yeah, it was a bit of a misplay. The second part of Moonsnare Prototype could come in handy here. My opponent might just end up conceding the match because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Of course, we top deck into a Moonsnare Prototype instead of something else. Opponent here, are they gonna? I think if they finish this rope, they're out. I think so. No, they're not out. How are they not out? They've like full roped like 4 times now. I'm so confused. Whatever, we can Moonstare Prototype their Djinn. They might have like slip out the back, but if they slip it out the back, we still get to kill them. Unless they have another Tolarian Tear or another like 3 more Tolarian Tears, you know. That seems about more accurate, right? Rather than 1 Tolarian Tear, they probably have like 3 in hand. Opponent, how's your guys' Wednesday? Hump day? No, our opponent's still alive over there. They're just testing the roping mechanics. Normally I'm not that irritated by roping, but like today I've had enough. It's not even like they're like AFK. They're just straight up like full roping every single thing. They concede. What? Apparently this is the secret to ranking up. Play the worst rare in the entire set. Okay, that's wrong. That it's not the worst rare in the entire set. There's a few worse rares. But yeah. This is your secret trick. No, there is. I did see something online where someone posted on like the arena subreddit, and they were playing this deck, and it was like mono green toxic list with like 4 of the venerated rot priests, 4 bloated contaminators, and then like 2 or 3 dinos. They had 22 lands, so how are they ever gonna cast those dinos? Who bloody knows? And they made it to Mythic with that deck. And that makes me think about what I've heard like other people mention is like the importance of like MMR and stuff like in ranking systems. For instance, like how the heck do they make it to Mythic with such a like no offense bad deck? Uh I haven't played it, but I don't think looking at what other people were saying, I was not the only person who was thinking this deck looks awful. um, we're gonna go ahead and double ramp here because what we can do is do this, boom, wow. And then we get double soldiers before this thing dies. We'll go ahead and put a stockpile counter on, get in there real good. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have like a Wanderer on 3 mana. Seems like something that white can figure out. Oh, nope, they're playing Azorius Control. So we probably just lose this game, but hey, we tried. The reason I say we probably just lose this game is because, well, next turn they have a sweeper, and then we can't do anything. We both get Power Stones, so they can use that to play their apparatus this next turn. So if we get a Graaz here, I think we can play Graaz next turn. You can see how this deck, when it has the 3rd path Iconoclast, we get a fair number of creatures. As well as the Thran Spider puts in a ton of work in this deck, because it not only ramps, but gives us a body. And then also we can use the ability to look at top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them, put it into your hand. And then put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. So we're planning to use that partially in this deck. Vanquish the hordes. Yep. Azorius control, or sorry, Band control. Probably Band Super Friends so that they can take as long turns as they want. Understandable. We'll put a stockpile counter on here. It doesn't really matter unless we were gonna double Abrade, which we may have. So maybe that was dumb, but we already lost the game because we have no card draw and our opponent has a full grip and they play a sweeper. We didn't get to kill them. Like, why don't I? Oy, oy, oy. Matchups are fun. Keep hurting yourself. Opponent is full on ramping, so they're probably gonna just like play out a Nissa and then we can't kill it. And of course we would top deck a land at this point. What the hell are they playing? Please no freaking Hullbreaker Horror. That's all I don't want to see. It doesn't matter, we've lost already. I guess I could have tapped this stockpile because we have two mountains at this point. Oi, oi, English hard. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Auto pay, I guess we're gonna do that for some reason, but works for me. Boom, we have nothing in hand. I'm not even bothered playing this prototype. We're gonna play enough games where we at least get one other creature when we have Graaz out. Shouldn't be that hard, but you know, we might be playing for the next 3 hours. Based on how everything else has gone today. They just ramp into a Silver Scrutiny. Interesting. We lost all our creatures. The Sages are Glittering Stockpile. Of course they would besage you that instead of something actually important, you know? Like the Graaz that we were not going to ever draw. I really want to concede. Like, I really, really want to concede, but there's a chance we win this, right? So, there's a very, 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 very small chance. We still have enough mana to play Graaz if we pick him up. Or Storm the Festival deck. Okay. Get like Cameo and like Elspeth.
I won't let a few thugs threaten this city.
Ah, yeah.
You're safe now.
Is it even worth Moonsnare prototyping Elspeth here? I don't know. So don't know what to do. Their opponent has gotten like all their lands on the battlefield. Or we'll just do we want to? Yeah, we'll return the Topiary Stomper because Elspeth's already down loyalty. Protection spell. Come on. Show me it. Tameo safekeeping. No? Okay. There we go. We get something that we can actually play and we'll do something. We have How many creatures do we have in this deck? We have 4 Enthusiastic Mechanauts, I think 4 Thran Spiders, 4 Third Path Iconoclasts, 4 Graaz. Um, and then technically, like, what is it? Creates a creature. The Saga, the the one that creates the Thopter that we played last game. Alright, well, we just lose from here, but opponent ticks up, gets it flying.
Let's do this together.
Mhm. Yep, yep, yep. Go ahead, swing in. Oh, my bad. Awaken the Woods, you're right. Discard our entire hand. Holy crap, we've got a card that might actually help us here. Oh, we played a few cards. We have one of these reality chips in our deck. Now, do they have the Nissa? Or do they have Gaia's Command? Gaia's Command would be lethal here. But granted, they might have lethal just in general. Broker's Ascendancy. Oh, that's the strategy. Fair enough. Ah, yeah, fair enough. That was one thing I was thinking about, is making a green version of Graaz list where you play Awake in the Woods with Graaz. But if you're gonna play Awake in the Woods, why not just play Nissa instead of Graaz? Because Nissa has like the tick down ultimate that works really well with the creating forest dryads. Because each dryad you create counts as like another pump for the creatures that are untapped, right? So why would you play Graaz where Graaz turns them into 5/3, where Nissa turns them into like massive tramplers? It's just Graaz is just inherently not that great of a card. I also thought about playing a reanimated version of the deck where you like discard Graaz and you reanimate it. But if you do that, you don't have you you don't end up with like any sort of creatures on the battlefield, so it doesn't matter that you have a massive Graaz because the opponent will just remove it. What else would you like prefer to reanimate? A portal or something like that, right? Portal of Phyrexia or a Traxa. So making Graaz work is, I mean, we can ramp out Graaz pretty well, and Third Path Iconoclast works really well with Graaz. It's just not ideal. Yep, our opponent stop us from playing the game because Mono Red is just one of the best decks in the format. And the most commonly played decks in the format. Because Monastery Swiftspear got reprinted, thanks. Very fun to play into. It's a 1/2 with haste and prowess. Well, now our spider can't even block that without dying. So. Alright, do we plan to waste this Power Stone? Or, like, it's not gonna die, but do we want to waste it attacking in where we could potentially play, like, Third Path into Iconic or a Glittering Stockpile? I mean, we'll just do this. Doesn't really matter. Alright, play this, and then we can still play the Stockpile. We're gonna lose 1 life here, so we're probably just gonna lose the game off of that, but, you know, it's the thought that counts. Go ahead, tap this for mana. You want to make sure you always tap it each turn, that way you have the second ability charged up. Ah, sure. Two of like the best mono red one drop. Well, actually, no, there's just like these one drops are absolutely killer. I mean, Monastery Swift Spear in some cases can end up being bad, but it's still a 1/2 which can block or just like attack into a 2/1 known as Iconoclast. It's very annoying. Opponent probably has a burn spell, so we're probably dead regardless of what we do. But we can dream. It doesn't matter. Do this. Oh, I forgot we have to pay life to do this. Whatever. It doesn't. It's not like that's gonna kill us, right? No, 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 that wouldn't kill us. Of course it wouldn't. We can play the Mechanaut here. I don't really mind losing that. Because now we have some reasonable blockers. But this Stormseeker is just gonna keep getting through. If we top deck a land, we can play Graaz and OTK them. Potentially. But that would mean we'd have to survive here. So we could choose to not block this and set up a bit of damage. No, we're probably not going to top deck the land. No way we do. Well, they all have to attack him, so that's a fun part. We can block the storm charged slash. Actually, we can't because it gets +2 and trample. Yay! I love freaking werewolves. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. No shit, it's good game. They're playing mono red. If we don't block here, we lose, but if we block here, it feels like we lose regardless. So now these all become, they're small, pitiful creatures. I mean, we can still potentially top deck into another Graaz, right? And then we can cast Graaz that way. Opponent. You're kidding me, you have 5 mana, and you can't cast any of those 3 cards in hand? How many lands do you have in your deck? Or you just like, man, Shuffler hates that person. Shuffler hates that person. How? How do you have like all lands in your deck? Are you playing like, what are you playing for 6 mana in a red deck? I'm so confused. We had no right winning that game, but hey. We actually won one with this deck. That is ridiculous. Actually ridiculous. Oh yeah, I forgot what I was saying about MMR earlier. This person was, or like this person posted like a deck on Reddit saying they made it to Mythic with it. Uh, and I was not alone in thinking like, what the heck? How did you make it to Mythic with this deck? Um, but yeah, what it made me think about though is I wonder if there like if there really is what the I mean I guess if it can't block, why not swing in, right? We'll go ahead and play this. Dealt damage, so it doesn't matter what kind of damage. Interesting. Yeah, we only have one reality chip in here because we don't want to top deck it a bunch of times. It's a really nice card, but there's a limit to how nice it is. We'll play this. They give giving our opponent Power Stone tokens here, so maybe we just go ahead and try and snipe the chick with the Yotia Declares War. I'm really tempted to just go ahead and play this. Yeah, we'll just play this. I don't think it makes too much of a difference, unless they have another Mechanized Warfare, which they probably do. It's mono red. No, I'm joking. Not many people actually run that many mechanized warfares. But still. It feels right to lose to mono red. Feels natural. You have two. Ah. Sure. Yep. Aye, aye, Captain. No, I will not be doing any blocking. I will just eat it. I'll eat it. Go ahead, get rid of the Monastery Swift Spear here with one of these, I think. I think that's what we're gonna do. I think that is what we'll do. We'll play this. We want to go to the second chapter immediately, get rid of the Swift Spear. I think that's what we'll do. I do think. Submit to. Swift Spear can be a little bit too gross. I don't want to hit Felden because Felden lets them look through their cards. But yeah, about MMR, that's partially why, like, if you ever seen the fact that, like, I will kill your Mishra's Foundry just for to spite you. No, I won't. I really wish I could. Taking 3 damage here, so we need to, like, okay, we can get rid of the Phoenix Chick, but we could also get rid of their Mishra's Foundry, which seems kind of nice. But if we don't get rid of their Phoenix Chick, I think we're just dead. Unless we just hold up Abrade. But if they top deck a burn spell, we're dead. I hate this. I hate this so much. We could get in with a Power Stone token. Shoot, why not? What do we have to lose at this point? I've already lost my sanity. Can I still play this and hold up Abrade? Yeah, we can. Alright. We have blockers for everything. If they top deck a burn spell, we are dead. We are dead. Or if they top deck a chick. Haha. Haha. We used to say haha once. And then next turn they top deck something. Nothing. I mean, I can't abrade anything. But I kind of want to abrade something. Whatever. Ooh. Whoops, I should have tapped to the stockpile. That might be a problem here. Well, we'll play upon. Okay. We'll play Iconoclast, so this way when we abrade, we also create a soldier. Well, let's go. We'll probably abrade the Foundry or the Kamano. We have the Reality Chip here, which is really good against this Felden. Really, really good. They're going to top deck a burn spell, and they're going to say good game, and they're going to wait 10 seconds before actually shooting me in the face. Excuse me? Excuse me, sir? Honestly, a big fan of abrading their Mishra's Foundry. Yeah, we'll do that before it. Well, we'll let them declare attackers. And then response to them. Oh no! Oh no! I forget about this fucking chick! Ah! Every freaking time! I hate it. I hate it so much. Card is actually so obnoxious. Alright, well we still like do okay here, but it's really not ideal. Block the Mishra's. Oh, they all do 4 damage! I forgot! Ah, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Alright, so we can abrade one of these. But if we abrade the Felden, you wanna know what happens? We fucking die. Because the Felon's gonna find themselves one burn spell. Man, fucking mono red's so lame to play into. Okay, we can add a red for Yotia Declares War. We tap the 2-tap Power Stones, to kill the Kumano, or to kill the Feldon. Or we just chump block the Feldon? I think we just kill the Feldon here. Yeah. Wait, I hit the wrong one. No, that was the right one. Mechanaut. Ooh, and the Festivities does like 7 damage to us. Whatever. So done. I'm so done with it, bro. Oh. Literally answered basically everything on board. They just did like how much direct damage. Oh, whatever. Whatever. Go ahead, play one more game. See if we can actually beat someone with this deck again. You know, I'm dropping my MMR, so maybe I'll verse against new players when I try and rank up again. But yeah, that is like one thing is like, as I was talking about, I've probably said this like a million times here, but I keep losing track. Or I keep like forgetting how far I've made it into what I wanted to say. Um, because getting distracted. Ah, I'm actually gonna lose it. Actually going to lose it. Because I play this Iconoclast and play with fire. Lightning strike. Of course they would get a Feldon of all things when we're playing freaking red and blue. And red's only removal is damage. I hate this. I hate this. I hate. Find your little mechanized warfare and one-shot me. Go do it. Go do it. Chandra just dressed to kill. Haha. Does it hit planeswalkers? Yep, creature or planeswalker, so at least that's something to do. Something to do. Yep, Chandra.
Don't think a fancy dress means I didn't come here to fight. Aw, you're looking a little singed.
I'm going to light myself on fire after this. uh, we can hit their Kamano with this. We can save it to see what else they play. Because we don't want to tap down the Iconoclast if we don't need to. Because if they play something else here that's more worthwhile killing, but if they play the werewolf now, they actually get to give it 4 toughness, so it's out of Abrade range. It doesn't matter what I do at this point, we're just dead. 2 more. Nope. I should have just played a fight rigging deck. The new flying creature is nice in fight for fight rigging. We're just like dead before it matters, right? You can chump block Kamana, trade with a skitter beam. Oh, my bad. Right, sure.
Follow our hearts.
Sure. Honestly, we're doing better than I was playing, or we're doing better than any other deck that I've played so far. I mean, if we've like lost one, won one, lost one, lost one, you know, if we win this next one, we'll have a better track record than I have with that oil deck there. I had like over a 70% win rate with. Bro, I can't win today. I do like the soldier like animation that it gives you when you click on it. Probably one of the cooler pets, honestly. I don't have many pets. No, not that thing. Not that thing. Anything but that thing. That thing's scary because they can pump it up and it has first strike. First strike is gross. People sleep on first strike. You have double grass in hand, so if we can just find like another creature or two. You could play like, yeah, Graaz in a green-white deck where you play like, what is it called? Green-white humans with the, what is her name? Catilda, like the 2-mana Catilda. And then you could also play um Awaken the Woods, and then you could play like Join the Dance. And then you could play Graaz as your finisher. But you could also play Nissa, where Nissa has much better like outcome, but I think I'll try making a deck like that, and maybe you'll see it up in a future video. Opponent playing soldiers slash knights? I don't really know. Or do I particularly care? Get rid of Graaz. We'll have enough mana to play Graaz next turn, is the funny thing. Their opponent probably will just like kill it via black magic. So it's kind of a white thing to do. Oh yeah, they have Destroy Evil. That kills Graaz. And turn. If we play Graaz, we get two 5/5s. Or 5/3s. My bad. 5/3, because that was the original Juggernauts. Power and toughness. So honestly, I'm just gonna say it. I feel like they could have buffed it from 5/3. You know, 5/3 seems a little weak. I mean, maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm just being contrary and saying like, oh, Graaz is weak. Graaz is weak. And Graaz is secretly the best card in the set. Um, if that is the case, I'm sorry. Another first striker, so that's fun. Which also counters Graaz. Go ahead, do this. Tap this creature because I don't want it attacking in. Play Graaz here. Boom. That's the nice thing with Moonsnare Prototype is at least we have some tech that we can use. Point here though, these first strikers are going to be brutal. Brutal. We can tap down Graaz with the Moonsnare Prototype to equip the Reality Chip to like. Why am I playing these colors? Why am I playing this deck? I don't know. Please make it end. Please make it end. Please make it end. Okay, that's a cool card. You know what? I will actually allow this. I really love Kayla's Reconstruction, so I can't be that mad. So if you take like ages to pick your creatures, I will flip. Flip my shit. This is an interesting budget. So, well, actually, I take back budget. Valiant Veteran is one card that I do not have, nor do I have any interest in crafting it. Alright, that is how to D-rank with Graaz. We'll hop into the deck here before we wrap up the video. We have Juggernauts. Let's see what we have. We got the Moonsnare Prototype because it's nice for ramping. We can use it to tap down creatures to cheat or get Graaz out as soon as possible. It works well with Third Path Iconoclast because Third Path Iconoclast says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 soldier artifact creature token. This works well with that because it creates a, well, it's a non-creature spell. Also, the channel ability makes it less useless when you draw it late game. Still not great. We got one reality chip here to play off the top of our library. Perhaps we want to go down something else here and maybe go down like a stockpile, go down a prototype and put like 2 more reality chips in here because we were out of action. Honestly though, just don't play this deck. That's the real tip. Uh, or like, yeah, don't play this deck. I mean, if you wanted more card draw or card advantage, you could probably go down like a stockpile, Moonsnare Prototype, maybe up the reality chip ones, and then you want to play like, oh my goodness, I can't spell. Thirst. Thirst for Discovery here, or Thirst for Knowledge actually wouldn't be too bad because we have a fair few artifacts, but if you're going to be removing some stockpile and Moonsnare Prototypes, you might have less artifacts. But Thirst for Discovery also lets you create like soldiers at instant speed, which can be kind of fun with that Third Path Iconoclast. So maybe that's what you want to do here, just to get a little bit more draw. Then we have a fair amount of ramp here. Abrade, removal of choice, 3 damage to target creature, destroy target artifact. Maybe you switch from Abrade to Cathartic Pyre because it can also hit Planeswalkers, which might be relevant. And then you can also use the second ability to discard 2 cards and then draw that many cards. Though, if you're running out of cards, you probably don't have any cards to discard, so I don't know. Maybe you just go 0 removal and all in on the Graaz. That's probably maybe one of your better options. I don't really know. Uh, Yotia Declares War. It's nice to create the Thopter, which can turn into a 5/3 flyer, which is pretty impressive. And then you can tap artifacts as removal, which is nice. It's a non-creature spell, which also triggers Third Path Iconoclast. We can target Planeswalkers with this, so this is our like second removal spell in a way. And then we can create a creature or buff one of our artifacts into a 4/4 creature as the final chapter here, which is also kind of nice because then we can turn our Mechanaut into a 4/4. We can turn a Power Stone from like a Thran Spider or a Stern Lesson into a 4/4, or we can turn the Thopter into a 4/4 if it manages to survive. Enthusiastic Mechanaut here, more ramp. Artifact spells cost 1 less to cast. Well, that's nice because this Thran Spider becomes 2 mana, this becomes 2 mana, this becomes 7 mana, the chip becomes 1 mana, so really nice here in that regard. It's also a 2/2 flyer, which means we get a 5/3 flyer when this comes down. So that's one reason to play it. Third Path Iconoclast, already mentioned it enough. 2/1 creates 1/1 soldiers whenever you cast a non-creature spell. Very nice because you need more bodies to make Graaz actually worth it at all. And so yeah. Problem with it having 1 toughness means it's a terrible, like terrible, terrible, terrible blocker. Stern Lesson here, it's not a creature spell, triggers Third Path Iconoclast. It also draws 2 cards, so this helps us to hopefully find the Graaz or whatever else we need. Then we discard a card. So if we have like extra Graaz, whatever, we can discard that. And then it creates a Power Stone, so it also acts as not only card draw, it also acts as ramp because it creates a Power Stone, which helps us play a lot of our artifacts. Well, these artifacts, to be specific. Glittering Stockpile, we talked about it in the games. 3 mana, get to add red and put a stash counter on it, and you can repeatedly do this a bunch of times to get a bunch of mana, and then sack it for mana of any color for equal to the number of stash counters, like mana value equal to the number of stash counters. So this can help us get Graaz potentially. I don't know if this card's entirely necessary, but it's nice to just have like a mana rock at least. Thran Spider, nice because it has reach. It's 2/4. It's got really good blocking capabilities. Creates a Power Stone, so it ramps. And then it also has that ability that you probably never get to use, and it's probably not very good in this deck because we don't honestly have that many artifacts. But at least you can do something if you have nothing besides the Thran Spider, and that's pay 7 to look at the top 4 cards of your library and reveal an artifact from among them to put it into your hand. And then lastly, Graaz, the Juggernaut. Um, we managed to win one game with just Graaz because our mono blue opponent just like fell asleep at the keyboard. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, 7/5. I don't know why they made it a 7/5. You know, I guess to keep the flavor of like 2 less toughness than its power. Honestly, I think they could have made it tougher because, well, frankly, this thing dies to a Tolarian Tear. But whatever. It dies to every removal that removes Shieldred. So it also makes it pretty terrible because people are running removal to remove Shieldred that also works on Grass. Probably most of the time. Uh, that being, if they have like a go for the throat though, that is nice because Grass is an artifact creature, so they can't remove it. So that's gonna be Juggernauts. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, consider subscribing, and have a nice day. I mean, have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, whenever and wherever you're watching. Ciao.